Hey y'all, and welcome to a special edition of Political Brawl. My name is Brian, and before we jump into this whole thing, this video that you're about to see is just a simple picture painting of the fact that leftists and liberals project. They do nothing but project. This is a clip from the Daily Wire, thanks to them for editing this, just showing that your rhetoric has consequences. That ultimately the leftist media, the mainstream media here in the United States, basically promotes garbage, propaganda, and essentially tells you half-truths and lies on a constant basis. And what you're going to see here is just this compilation of media talking heads comparing Trump to Hitler. Seriously? I'm going to explain this further in detail after I show this clip, but man, leftists really can't do better than this, can they? This is just mind-blowing. I'm going to explain it in full, but before we dive in, we are sponsored by Colonial Metals Group. If you want to protect your wealth against Bidenomics and Bidenflation, invest with Colonial Metals Group, who will invest your money in gold, silver, and other precious metals. Now, let's go.
Of course, Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. I mean, that is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler's words.
Listen to this. Well, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right. Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
It echoes Hitler.
That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
About vermin and Hitler and Mussolini.
That's a horrifying clip. That's a fascist clip.
Just going full on Hitler.
From Hitler's Germany.
We just need to say, for the record, that the term vermin was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler.
Echo dictators like Hitler.
With language evoking authoritarian figures like Adolf Hitler and
Donald Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler.
Talk about the brilliance of Hitler's generals.
Correct.
General Kelly, yes.
I think the worst part about all of this is that they believe it. They truly believe Trump is this dictatorial authoritarian. Okay, let's start off with this simple concept, all right? Those naughty boys from Germany wanted to increase the size and scope of their government and then use that boot on the people. All right, let's just start off with those basic concepts, okay? Donald Trump, in his time in office, reduced the amount of the federal government. All right, he slashed OSHA regulations, he slashed EPA regulations, he gave us the Paul Ryan tax cuts, which gave us the biggest economic boom that we've had in about, 40, 50 years? I remember how good it was in those days. His foreign policy mantra has been fantastic. All right, he helped broker a major peace deal between Saudi Arabia and Israel. Should have gotten Trump the Nobel Prize, to be honest. You mean to tell me that the guy who changed the location of the Israeli embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, a huge power move, you mean to tell me that the man whose daughter married into and converted to Judaism is a Nazi? You have to have a gold medal in mental gymnastics to reach that conclusion. Y'all, times are rough. Record inflation is still not under control. We have a president who doesn't know what planet he's on, and the Federal Reserve continues to make dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision. You can gamble on Wall Street all you want, but if you want to diversify and protect your wealth, you need to look into my friends over at Colonial Metals Group. These amazing experts understand how to keep your wealth safe and protected from the volatility of our current market. And there's even a great deal for first-time accounts. Free gold and silver-backed IRA accounts, insurance on whatever precious metals you happen to buy for 5 years, up to $7,500 worth of silver, and a nice safe for you to keep all this good stuff in. So go take a look at their website, link in the description below, or call the phone number below so you can talk personally to Paul Stone, CEO, and his amazing team of experts to protect your wealth today. Then, of course, there's the racial side of it. Donald Trump has come out against illegal immigrants to this country. And illegal immigrants are a problem. Some are good people. I've met illegal immigrants that are hardworking people. I've also met truly terrible people that were illegal. Still are illegal. And they extrapolated that rhetoric to Trump is a racist, therefore Trump is a Nazi. You have got to be kidding me. First off, I've already explained the policy point, but I've been to Sachsenhausen. I've been to the ghetto in Berlin. I've seen the Berlin Wall. I've been to Auschwitz. I've walked that rail line, that ghastly rail line that leads directly to the chambers. I know what a Nazi looks like. I studied my history. I've been to where they did the worst possible things. And then I've seen the communist side of things. I've seen East Berlin, I've seen West Berlin. There's a notable difference when it's West Berlin seems like it has a much richer culture than what the communists built in East Berlin. And you just can't help but notice the difference. The one is thriving today and the other still has problems. As a matter of fact, East Germany still has a bunch of problems compared to the Western counterparts. So I've seen what Nazis do. I've seen what communists do. What you are currently seeing, what you just saw, is what communists do. All right? Propaganda. They will lie about things. They will give you what is simply not true. Now, granted, the Nazis do this too, but the Nazis were a little bit more corporate, so yeah, it's funny that these people are projecting the very things that they are doing themselves. Remember, folks, do you know the actual origins of the German Nazis? They came from American progressives in the United States who loved eugenics. These would be your Margaret Sangers, you know, founded Planned Parenthood. That's what evil looks like. That's where it stems from. And the mainstream media talking heads try to project their worst fears onto their political opponents because they are kind of low-key wanting to do this themselves. As a matter of fact, just this morning, or at least of filming, Monday, July 11th. Sorry, 15th. Wow. July 11th. Ugh, sorry. But on July 15th, MSNBC pulled Joe Scarborough from his own show because they were afraid of him saying something stupid and insensitive. On July 14th, Tenacious D had a concert. And one of their leading band members made a wish for his birthday. He wished that next time, don't miss Trump. They're saying the quiet part out loud. There's a huge chunk of the left-wing media that have gone full mask off, particularly on the progressive side. This is normal for them. It's par for the course. And then in the clip you just saw, that's the mainstream arm. That's the progressive arm. These people are projecting the very things that they want to ultimately do to you in order to stay in power. Because remember, rich white liberals are the people currently in power. They're losing it right now. And the ironic thing, no one knows what class, so to speak, is coming next. We're about to see some wild times. And we've had a mainstream media spew this nonsensical rhetoric. And now we've seen the consequences of that rhetoric. Your rhetoric does mean something. And that's why they get so whipped up into a frenzy about Trump, because he weaponizes it against them. And they hate it when that happens. Now the shoe's on the other foot. And I'm glad it has exposed so many of these propagandist, vile people who are lying to you daily. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.